Get the comfy chair!
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad and the Odd with your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
So we're kind of, it's a comfy chair, but we're kind of recapping 2023. Now, some of it might be films that came out in 2023, or some of it might be films we watched in 2023 that we want to specifically talk about. And not just films, you know, TV, video games, whatever.
Yeah.
What we decided is we'll start with the bad stuff first, or the odd, right? Just get those out of the way, and then probably go through the other categories, and just see how we go. Right. So I was thinking if we start bad, or do you want to start, or shall I start?
Well, I can start. I've got a lot to say about this one.
All right then, and yeah, go on.
Okay, so my first one, the worst thing I watched this year, was Cats. I watched Cats for the first time this year. God, I so much.
I went to see that
so much.
I went to see that at the cinema. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I hope you asked your money back, to be frank.
Yeah, oh God, it was bad. It was bad.
It's telling that this is the movie that Andrew Lloyd Webber apparently saw it and went out and bought a dog. So...
I ain't surprised. It is really
atrocious.
Awful.
There's so many, it's... Because I just don't think it can translate well to... I fully admit I've not seen Cats, the stage show. But I have, but adapted to the film, because I get with stage shows, a lot of theatre of the mind. With the film, it's there.
It's too literal.
What you're seeing is there. So,
and they also can't. Judi Dench can't sing, right?
Well, I'm sure she can sing, but not like that. So
yeah. I'm trying to remember now. The standouts for me was the weird one was what's her name? The Australian actress.
Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson,
weird, eating the cockroach children thing.
Yeah, terrorizing the mice and taking her skin off. And then she's got so she's wearing the skin of another cat. Ray Winston was demented.
Yeah, it's just 2 second moment as a boat cat. And then there was a whole song about a character that got introduced with that song and then never showed up again.
The only bit
the whole concept of them singing so that they can debate who's going to die.
Yeah, that's weird. The only bit I actually thought was okay was when Ian McKellen actually took centre stage. That was the only bit where I thought, this bit is fun kind of thing, but the rest of it was just terrible. I feel for you. I'm cringing. I've got a cringe on. Oh God, just thinking about it. Right, okay. Yeah, Cats is bad. Okay. All right, my worst is actually I picked from now. I actually seen a number of films that are worse than the one I'm going to talk about, but they're not films I want to actually put any light on. I don't want people to think, oh yeah, that sounds like it might be so bad it's good. No, they're all terrible. But I don't really want to talk about them. And also, they're probably films no one's heard of. It's those kind of films. However, but there is one that sprung to mind, which is one of the ones we reviewed. And we did it fairly recently. It's Supergirl. Yeah, man. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is it is the worst one we watched this year. We reviewed this year. However, it's still got something about it that I kind of wouldn't object to watching it again. Not for the podcast, but just in my own time. I didn't hate it. I didn't feel like I wasted a lot of time. I felt a bit embarrassed that I put you through it, I have to say. But you know what? It was bad, but Helen Slater was quite good. Her casting was good, but everything about the film, there was only 2 things I liked. Peter Cook as the stroppy professor, magician guy, and Helen Slater, really. The dude was a skin job. Faye Dunaway was just odd. It was just odd. Her friend was alright. I didn't mind her friend. what was her name? I can't even remember what Faye Dunaway's character. Zelda or something.
It was, okay. I thought you meant Supergirl's friend.
No. I meant the friend
I think it was like Zelda.
Something like that. Wanda or something. It was just really badly put together and just whimsical and annoying and all sorts. But it's the only one. It's the worst film I watched last year, which I care to mention. The rest of them I just do not even want to talk about. That's the worst bit out of the way. Right. So for the next thing, I was thinking we'd do TV. What any TV now? Is this stuff you watched in 2023 or stuff that came out in 2023?
Partially stuff I watched, partially stuff that came out.
Okay, tell us the first one.
Okay, the first one is actually counts as both because I watched the full series and it also the most recent series came out in 2023.
Yeah,
it's What We Do in the Shadows. I watched most of it this year, so.
Yeah, I had that on my list to talk about, particularly season 5 because that did come out this year.
Yeah, that's the one that came out.
What to do in the Shadows?
Yeah, I did watch it all. So
yeah, it's terrific, isn't it? It's really
incredible for series. Like it's so good. It's got so many cameos.
Wesley Snipes' cameo is just
Wesley
top
Snipes
tier
over the Skype. I guess Charles Warren still can't leave America. So
that did make me laugh. But the fact they got in all Tilda sorts
Swinton,
of
Rubin,
and some deep cuts. Yeah. I mean, Paul Rubens is a deep cut, right? Because he was in the original Buffy film, for example. But there were other even deeper cuts in there, if I remember rightly. But what I like about it is it does not care. It swings for the fences and mostly succeeds. I'm amazed at some of the decisions they made. I think, wow, would you have, if I'd have been in that room and I said, no, let's not do that. That's way too dodgy. But they do it and it works. So,
I love
there's a lot of talent.
With the puppet. With puppets.
The puppet. One of the characters becoming a child again and, and being mentored. That was amazing. And things like when Colin Robinson becomes a manager. That episode is so good. And he overdoses on the trolling, doesn't he? The psychic trolling. That was
just
super
a bud
fun.
off of himself.
Yeah, that was one of my mentions as well for TV. So yeah, we're on the same wavelength there. Okay, I'll tell you one of mine. I've got a few which I've watched this whole thing and I just want to talk about it, but they're not specifically from this year. But I did finish them in 2023. But I'll stick with the 2023 stuff for this. I want to mention Ghosts. Ghosts, the BBC series Ghosts, which its season 5 and its finale took place in 2023. And I mean, there's something charming about this series. It's just really likeable. You like the cast, you like being with them. They don't even have to be that funny. It's a bit Star Trek-y in that sense. It's like you just like hanging with the characters kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it is funny as well. And I have to say, Ghosts is really good. Have you watched any Ghosts?
Yeah, I've watched, I think it was the first 3 series and their associated Christmas specials.
Yeah.
But after that, I moved away, so I couldn't really watch it, and we don't have a TV license. So I may have to sail the high seas to get some more of that. So
Yeah. Okay. But Ghosts, consistently good. From episode 1 right to whatever it is, episode 30, probably 33, 34, if you include specials. Brought to us by the crew that come up with Horrible Histories, which I think is a great show as well, actually.
Yeah,
it's a kid show.
I can't remember their troupe name, but it's something like the 10 Idiots or something like that.
Okay, but I mean, they deliver.
Yeah.
It's consistently funny. I know that they did another series which is like a Dungeons and Dragons series.
Yonderland, I think it was called.
But I watched one and I didn't really get it, but I think they definitely hit the nail on the head with Ghosts. Apparently there's an American version, which isn't very good. I just think it's...
is what the group's called.
Oh, okay. I just think it's really well cast as well.
Everyone plays everyone perfectly. Like you got the Scoutmaster. I think is my favorite character.
Yeah, I really
He's
like the
one that
Scoutmaster.
He's the one who I think he died the most recently. So
Yeah.
he's like the one that can have other family members coming and up and
Yeah.
like seeing the place.
And it's
they
quite
do fairly
touching.
often.
Yeah, and the episodes with those is very touching. It's got a lot of heart, the show, and it's funny. That's kind of it, really. Great show from the BBC. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, so my next one is actually a Star Wars project. It is Ahsoka. I saw that, and I really enjoyed that. So
I also have that on my list. Ahsoka, I mean, the other one that came out this year was wasn't there a few? There was Tales of the
Mando,
Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Jedi was really good, but I prefer.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that. I need to watch that.
Yeah, I really like that, but I prefer Ahsoka. It's more coherent, but I really liked Ahsoka. Didn't like Mando season 3. It was okay, but it wasn't up as good as season 1 and 2. But I think of the shows that came out in 2023, Ahsoka was my favourite of the Star Wars shows. And it's setting up things, and basically, because you and I have
the reintroduction of all the live action versions of the characters from Rebels.
Yeah, you and I went through Rebels and Clone Wars, didn't we? So we know the
whole sequence with it's the World Between Worlds sequence with where Hayden Christensen comes back as Anakin.
Yeah, amazing.
Great.
Amazing. It made me think back on that Clone Wars thing where Ahsoka fights Darth Vader and realises who he is. That was an amazing bit of TV, really. But Ahsoka's really good. I like seeing Cad Bane and things like that.
Oh yeah, Book of Boba Fett also came out.
But did it? I thought that was 2021. 2022.
He wasn't in. Cad Bane wasn't in any of the stuff that came out.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and also Bad Batch. That was really good.
Yeah, Bad Batch was alright. Yeah. But Ahsoka was the standout for me. Yeah, I really liked Ahsoka. Ray Stevenson really delivered in that as well. That character's kind of an interesting.
I'm curious how they're going to continue on with this.
I imagine they'll recast it.
Flat recast and not like we're going to try and AI his face on
a recast. There's a few actors people suggested I think would be good. I think Liev Schreiber is probably my favourite one I've heard.
It's got that sort of look to him.
Yeah, it's got that sort of burliness and kind of presence as well, right? I also liked the girl that played Ray Stevenson's sidekick. I thought she was terrific. She was terrific. But yeah. Okay, I also like there was some goofy Star Wars stuff, like the turtles and things like that. The little turtle guys, and they didn't show away.
Ezra had kind of just he basically grown up there because it's been about 10 years. Since the whole Empire thing. So.
I thought he'd be more angry, to be honest. He seemed much more chill.
Because it was his plan to go out there. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. I also did have a chuckle while I was watching this that people that weren't aware of all the background, the stuff in Rebels. When the space whales came up, I was thinking people are gonna shit the bed about this.
Yeah, I was like, why do you expect us to watch 3 other series to understand what this is? It's like you're watching Star Wars. That's all that this is. The entire franchise since the end of Return of the Jedi has hinged on you watching a bunch of other movies and knowing the backstory.
Yeah. So. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to stick in the realms of space, and I'm going to talk about actually 2 Star Trek series that came out in 2023, both of which are Picard Season 3, way better than 1 and 2. It wasn't 10 out of 10 for me, but I have to say there was the end of episode, there was 10 episodes in the season, right? End of episode 9, I cannot remember being more psyched to watch the next episode of a TV show since the end of season 2 of Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Right? So the second to last one. That's how psyched I was for Picard season 3, right? episode 9, I really, really enjoyed it. If you're a Next Gen fan, you will love Picard season 3. Apparently, there's chatter now about a Picard movie. I don't think they should do that. I think Picard season 3 was a perfect finish for that whole element and the Next Gen thing. In many respects, it kind of reminded me of, how was it Creed 2 that paid service to Rocky 4? One of the Creed. It kind of reminded me of that, the way it paid service to what was Next Gen stuff. I really liked it. The other one I want to mention is Strange New Worlds Season 2. Absolutely blinding. I mean, the first one was really good. But there are 2 episodes in particular that are totally memorable. And one's a musical episode that just cracks me up. They get into a realm where song is a communication thing, right?
Oh, God.
But involuntary as well. So the whole show becomes like a musical. And everyone's aware it's a musical, but they can't stop themselves. It's kind of funny.
Oh, God.
And then the other one is the crossover with Lower Decks episode. Yeah. Terrific. Absolutely terrific. Really, this is what Star Trek's about. I'm fed up with the Star Trek trying to pretend not to. I was fed up with Discovery, trying not to be Star Trek. Now that's settled down and it's better because it's more like Star Trek, but it isn't as good as Strange New Worlds. Pike and that is really good, and some Mountains Pike is really good. Yeah, so big recommend those 2 for me. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, so my next one is actually an anime that's kind of been ongoing because it did the 2 halves of a season split out, split across, and that's Spy Family. It's the ongoing sort of shenanigans comedy about a spy that's basically builds a cover family of all people who coincidentally happen to be like experts in their field. So like the wife is an assassin. The child is a psychic, and now his dog can tell the future. But none of them know this about each other, except the psychic. And our lead spy has to play the straight man to all of this, all these shenanigans that come up of various skill sets overlapping with mundane family life. So
yeah. You've talked about this quite a bit. Is it? I thought it was called Spy X Family, or is it just Spy Family?
It's written as Spy X Family, but you just say it as Spy Family. So
right,
I've been informed recently.
Okay, so it's Spy Family. Yeah. Okay, you've talked about it before, and it's still going on, is it?
Yeah, well, it had its last episode the weekend before Christmas, but the first half of the series was like way back where I think it was actually last year, 2022. So.
Right, cool. Okay. I've got let's have a look. I've got one more series from 2023, and then I've got a few others where I just finished something big and I want to just briefly talk about it. So I'll go on. The next one is a Netflix TV series, they call it a limited series in it when it's not intended to have a sequel.
Well, are they gonna get rid of it?
No, it's always intended that way. It's Fall of the House of Usher. This is a series by Mike Flanagan, who made The Haunting of Hill House, The Haunting of Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, Midnight Club. And in fact, I'm currently watching Midnight Club. It's the one series I haven't seen of the set, and I think it's the weakest so far, but it's still quite interesting. But The Fall of the House of Usher is basically rich arseholes dying, a family, and they don't understand why. And are they cursed? Is there a vengeful person? Is there a vengeful spirit? It's all this kind of stuff. It's brilliant. It's really good, and it's referencing Poe. Yeah, the family are called Usher.
The best Teletubby,
Fall of the House of Usher, right? And there's yeah, right. There's basically each episode is kind of referencing a Poe story. There's an episode called The Black Cat, for example. Okay. They've got a big drug testing facility, and which has got the nickname the Rue Morgue, for example. Sorry. Because the industry is called RU, Usher, something I can't remember what the word is. Right, something Usher, RU.
Raven.
Oh no! Well, no. It's something like
Not
regular.
that on the nose. So.
It's like one of these terms like industries. I can't remember what the R stands for, but are you? So this place is called the Rue Morgue because all these animals.
Let me guess. Is there a specific room called the Cask of Amontillado?
No, but that is referenced.
Okay, of course.
Those are all these things are referenced. The Raven's referenced and things like that. It's a really good show, really solid, and it's one of those ones you watch one and you just want to watch the next one straight away, and you have to kind of pace yourself because there's 10 of them or whatever it is. Fall of the House of Usher, big recommend for me. Anyway, back to you. Got any other TV?
Okay, my other one is Futurama, which came out of the gates really swinging hard, like with their new series.
What is it? Season 9? Season 9?
I think it's like technically 11 or something like that.
Yeah, because Futurama's episode in a series listing are all
there's a
messed
lot
up,
of debate about
let's say
what
11.
they count as. But it's technically season. It's technically season 8, but all of those other seasons have like 2 parts to them. So it could be up to like something like 13 or something. But it's the latest one. I mean, you often talk how good Futurama is, and I am slowly working through all the ones I've either vaguely remember or I'm not sure if I actually ever watched them. So I'm about 4 seasons behind you, I think. But I'm kind of watching, I'd say 3 or 4 episodes a week. So I'm slowly gaining on you. But I find it a very consistently good show anyway. I never find... The only one I really don't like, and it's a bit silly, because I think it's because it was very specific about something that happened. It got too specific, and it dated it. It's the one where Leela's got a boil on her ass called Susan Boyle. Yes, I was going to say the iPod episode.
The rest of it's all right. It's just that specific element really feels cringy now. Yeah. That's the only one that really falls over for me, I think. But I still like the episode. I still laugh, but it's just that.
We're doing this joke.
Not this joke. Yeah. But Futurama, very solid show, and I am watching it. I might by this time next year, I might have caught up with you.
Yeah. What I like is that some of the stuff that they like refer to as happening way in the future for them, back in like the older series, has now come round. So, for example, one of the episodes is... so you remember... Like, you might have already seen that one already, or it might happen in a sort of later one. But Kif gets pregnant in one. And it's
it rings a bell.
Yeah. But, like, he ends up, like, spawning a bunch of tadpoles, and, like, they all sort of swim away. And Amy's like, I don't know how I'm feeling about being a mother right now. He goes, oh, don't worry, it'll be, like, 20 years before they actually come out the swamp.
Right,
20 years has passed. They come out of the swamp.
Oh, nice referencing. Nice. Okay. My neck. I'm going to do these together. These are basically 2 very long shows that I essentially finished, and I may have mentioned one or both. Well, I know I've mentioned one of them for sure. So I'm going to be very brief. I finally finished the entire run of classic Doctor Who. Everything. Including the 8th Doctor. And it's taken 3 years, but I've really, really enjoyed it, actually. Now, some of them are very cronky, especially the early, the first generation. The second iteration of the Doctor, Patrick Troughton. It can be slow, but it can also be really wacky. I've got a feeling the psychedelic movement was influencing it, right? Because there's some mental stuff in there.
Getting high and watching Doctor Who.
Yeah, but I have to say, Sylvester McCoy was way stronger than I was expecting. I've only ever seen the Remembrance of the Daleks, the one at Coal Hill, which I really like. I think that's a classic. But actually, there was there wasn't a single McCoy story I didn't like.
Yeah.
But mainly because of
Planet
McCoy.
of the Cheetah People.
Yeah, it was bad, but I still liked it. The wackiest one, though, was the one that was a three-way fight between Cybermen, neo-Nazis, and a witch. That was bonkers, man. But Sylvester McCoy was really tip-top. But having said that, even... I haven't seen a single Doctor who I thought that actor is a bad Doctor Who. What I've seen is that actor is putting bad episodes.
Stories,
yeah. Colin Baker's first season they were appallingly treated. You know, he was psychotic and quite antisocial, not like the Doctor we expect. He was better in. Sorry, the shows were better. I'm not going to say he was better because I thought he was fine all the way through. Right. It got better in his second season, and so on. But Sylvester McCoy was the one I take away where I think, yeah, man, that guy's a great Doctor. And even with the poor shows around him, and the fact that Ace couldn't act, that didn't help.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've
rough,
also
she did improve.
I have to say, it's interesting also seeing all the assistants. Adric's
Adric is certainly Adric.
Yeah, but I really liked Perry. Perry, it was Colin Baker's assistant.
Yeah, it still comes off as like, it feels like she gets a terrible end.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't. She becomes a warrior.
But she actually
you think she's
princess. Like,
yeah.
No, like you can't just say that.
Canon is she became a warrior queen to Brian Blessed's king. Right? That's pretty epic. That's canon. That's the canon, right? Let's not argue that.
Yeah.
And actually, I quite like Mel. I actually quite like Mel as an assistant. I thought she was good. Body language. With the only assistant where you're not seeing House is introduced to the Doctor. She's just there. And it's like, and I assumed, there's going to be a later episode where they first meet. And this is just because it was set in a flashback context. It was a whole trial, and he was talking about adventures, and Mel was there. And I thought, one of them would be where they meet, and they wasn't. So Mel there's no story in the TV version where the Doctor and Mel actually meet for the first time. It's so weird, Anyway, Doctor Who, really good run. So I've started the 2005 Doctor now. I'm a couple of episodes.
Fly through them in comparison.
Yeah. Well, I'm intending to watch 2 episodes a week. You know, that feels about right,
even faster, right?
Yeah. I do expect this year.
It's like you get like the same amount of stories, but it's like 5 episodes a story for the previous ones.
Yeah. So. I expect, just to give you an idea, I expect to be through all of Eccleston, Tennant, and Smith by the end of this year. I expect to have watched. I think I've got 2 more years of Doctor Who watching. That's what I think.
Probably.
And it was kind of interesting. You and I did watch the old toy, or some of the
the Celestial Toymaker episodes,
because it was
much as was available. So.
Yeah, not great, but interesting, right?
Like, especially because William Hartnell barely in it. Like the Toymaker just makes him disappear for the longest point.
Yeah, and they get someone else doing his stuff. I think he was getting towards the end. You know, he was getting ill. I think, or maybe he was on holiday.
Told me he was like on holiday.
He was on holiday. Okay. And the other show I wanted to mention briefly, and I think I may have done this already. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I finally finished all 7 seasons. First watch through, really good show. Much better than I thought it was going to turn out to be. Every episode was pretty entertaining. Season 2 is where I bowed out originally when I first watched it, because it was a bit up and down.
Start doing the Inhumans thing, right?
Yeah, but I actually, when I got through that and started watching it gets wackier. They get whole seasons in space and all sorts.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I think they were less beholden to the MCU movie universe at that point. They just went off on their own thing.
They like got considered non-canon.
Yeah, and they just went off and did their own thing.
But then it was like, we're just gonna like enjoy ourselves.
Yeah. So. In fact, it's some of the best. Marvel have not had a great year at all. I don't think. But the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I enjoyed greatly, even though it's a show that finished like 2-3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, really solid. So that's all of my TV stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of my TV done too. I didn't watch that much TV in comparison to you, but
yeah. Okay, movies. Okay. Let's pick up on the movies. All right, what you got next?
So my first movie is one we haven't actually discussed on the podcast as of yet, but Godzilla -1. Last movie I watched of the year. fucking.
Agree. I agree. I had it on my list. It is the best movie of the year, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Real heart, really. Yeah. I cannot believe that guy made that film with a 15 million budget. In fact, it was less than that. Apparently
he
it was
said, that's a bit inflated, so no. Yeah. Which, in its own way, is horrifying. Like, how did you pay all those people properly in that case?
Yeah.
But, yeah, still. Something I kind of observed, because I also watched Shin Godzilla again recently, and the original, is that if you can actually take Godzilla itself out of the film and have it replaced with another, like a bomb or something.
Yeah,
and tragedy. The film is unaffected. Like, that's a good film. That's the best Godzilla films.
Yeah. I agree. Godzilla as a force of nature is where you can make it a film that's a real film, if you know what I mean. I'm not really explaining myself, but when it's a force of nature rather than a
slight against the other films.
No, we love the other films.
The other films are also amazing. It's my favorite franchise.
Yeah.
The movies are just better though. So.
Yeah, Godzilla -1 is absolutely terrific. A lot of heart, really interesting. An allegory about Japan at the end of the World War II. Basically, they couldn't get any lower, and then Godzilla attacks. Right? That's kind of it.
-1. They are at 0 now. They are in minus because
and essentially it's and this makes it sound probably a bit duller and a bit too worthy. But it isn't, right? It's a film about survivor guilt, really.
Yes.
For one of the characters.
A horrendous trauma, because our lead character, spoilers for the first 2 minutes of the film, he's a kamikaze pilot that came back.
Yeah. And and he was looking forward to delivering his training, wasn't he, as well? Yeah. And it falls apart. Godzilla is shit your pants scary in this.
This is a horror monster.
Yeah, and he is
probably the second closest Godzilla's been to I am specifically attacking people. So
yeah. I mean, it really felt akin, the same spirit as the original '54 Godzilla, doesn't it?
Yeah,
to me,
it's definitely that sort of energy.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's not King Kong versus Godzilla or any of that.
This is not Godzilla the hero in any way. This is an angry monster that is stomping around Japan, trying to destroy as much as possible, versus other ones that are more like Japan is Tokyo is incidentally where it used to live. So I really enjoyed this film. I have to say, I think it's the best film that came out in 2023. It might be the new best Godzilla movie for me.
I think it probably is the best Godzilla. I mean, I've always loved the old King Kong versus Godzilla, right? That is my favourite of the old school ones. This feels like the film we should have got in 2014 to me, in many respects. But man, the fact he could deliver... I mean... There's been a lot of talk this year of the death of Hollywood cinema because the budget films are flopping, right? The big budget, put a load of money into it, films are flopping all over the place.
Yeah, because they're not good.
They're not good. They're trying. They're too formulaic and bad. I mean, apparently the Disney movie, for example, is god awful. And
the new animated one.
I've seen reviews where people say, "God, I hope this was written by AI because I can't believe people would write this shit."
Otherwise,
but Godzilla, it gives me hope that talent will always out when it comes. Eventually, when it comes, a guy made this for $15 million. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. This is the sort of thing that things like Robert Rodriguez was trying to do back in the day, isn't it? It's kind of that film.
Like Rebel Without a Crew sort of stuff.
Yeah. Really, really terrific film. Okay, cool. We both agreed on that. Shall I say my next one? My next one was the rest of them are much lesser than Godzilla.
Yes.
I have to say, I found that 2023 cinema was way worse than 2022. 2022, we had Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep.
We had Prey. We had right?
Yeah.
Which I still haven't seen, but I know is meant to be really
that's
good.
actually on my list.
Oh, okay.
Because
All right, well,
I watched it in 2023.
Okay. I mean, that's just a few, but there was other really good films in 2022. But 2023 was a bit bereft. However, I've picked the best, or the ones that entertained me the most this year. The first most of them, couple of them are from franchises, a couple aren't. One I really enjoyed a lot was Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. That was a solid.
Again on my list.
Okay. Well, I think because it was such a poor year, we might just have the same films. Do you know what I mean?
True.
I'm pretty sure.
Overlap here, so.
I think one of the ones I got you haven't seen, right? So I'm pretty sure I'll be alright with that. But yeah, Honor Among Thieves, a lot of heart, really entertaining, really came out of nowhere. No one asked for this film. But it was terrific.
Everyone was worried because I don't know if you've seen the previous Dungeons and Dragons film. They're god awful. But
they're not. They're kind of a bit crap. They're not awful. I wouldn't say they're awful. They're just a bit crap.
I would. So yeah, this is a really good film. Everyone acting their absolute pants off.
Yeah, Chris Pine was really good.
Really require it.
If they want to do something like an indie reboot, and I don't really want that, but if ever they did, Chris Pine wouldn't be bad. He's got that adventuring kind of thing, hasn't he? Yeah, and he's yeah. All right, then I'm not going to say much more, but I've got other films, but you go ahead. What else you got?
Okay, so let me just get back to notes. Okay, so what I've got is Across the Spider-Verse. That's a really good one.
I kind of got this as an honorable mention, but I have to say I remember bits of it, but I found it hard to remember much else. Yeah. Did it came out near the beginning of the year, or have I just got
in the middle of the year?
Okay, but I did enjoy it, but I couldn't remember much about it, so I thought, well, I won't put it on the list. But anyway, you go ahead.
Yeah, it does have that sort of Empire thing, or I guess Last Jedi thing as well, where it is distinctly a middle movie. Like it doesn't. It's just basically just questions raised and very little answered about what's going on.
but like Empire,
but it's also incredible. So
but like Empire, it still delivers as a satisfying film, right? All the Two Towers, it delivers as a middle film. It still delivers. Right?
Yeah. Of the two movies, I'd say the original Spider-Verse is better, just because it's fully self-contained. But I really like this one. Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099, is terrifying. The weird vampire Spider-Man. And all the different art styles coming together was incredible too. So.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My next one is Renfield. Have you seen that one?
I've still not seen this one.
Nuts. It's basically a superhero movie without being a superhero movie.
Okay.
Basically, the premise is, and it's ridiculous, eating insects powers him up. It's like
acting like a freaking weirdo. Gives him superpowers. Okay.
Yeah. Especially eating bugs powers him up so he can do all this awesome fighting. And what's her name? The one that was in Aquafina's in it too, and she's really good. I really like her. And Nicholas Hoult and her, and Nick Cage as Dracula. Let's not underplay that. And also the bad guy is Jean-Ralphio from Parks and Rec. He's amazing as well. Yeah. I can't remember the actor's name. I'm really sorry, but he's really good. Yeah. He's really good as well. I just like the whole thing. Dracula Nicolas Cage as Dracula is a scary dude. Renfield is terrifying. Yeah. And it does start, the premise is amazing. Renfield's it goes to meetings for people that have an abusive partner.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
And it just works really well. The whole thing's put together really well. It's bloody as hell. Really bloody. Gory and everything. And just the nuts things that happen in it. It's just a really fun, nutty sort of horror action film, right? There's not much horror, to be honest. But
Yeah.
it's just, and I just like Nicolas Cage's Dracula. It's just terrific. He's quite a good. He's the best Dracula we've seen in quite a while.
Okay.
Probably since Gary Oldman, actually. I can't think of any better ones than Nicolas Cage since Gary Oldman. There's been a few, but but Nicolas Cage knocked it out of the park, really. And the weird thing is, there was another Dracula film last year too, The Last Voyage of the Demeter. So there was 2 Dracula films that came out last year.
Okay.
But yeah, Renfield is and that one is much more.
I don't remember that one at all. Like I haven't seen it, but I don't remember hearing anything about it.
Well, it's kind of like the ship is the Nostromo and Dracula's the alien. It's kind of like
okay. That actually sounds really, really fun.
It's
well,
a bit
too.
The problem, I liked it, but it's too long. It's over 2 hours. I think it should have been 90, 100-minute film. And they take their time, and Dracula is clearly not a human being in it at all. You know, so it's kind of not quite the same. And
it's one of those where it's like anyone could be the vampire, even anyone. Do you think so? Sort of Mr. Tall, Dark, and Scary.
Yeah, exactly. But it is specifically kind of referencing that tiny bit of the original Dracula book where the captain is running a log about weird happenings on the ship, the Demeter, right? So it's kind of, interesting. Yeah, so anyway, Renfield, big recommend. Really enjoyed that one. Back to you.
So my next one is a Netflix animated film called Nimona. This is an amazing CG animated film about this weird sort of sci-fi fantasy setting, where it's basically imagine your very prototypical heroes fighting monsters thing, except their society never really moved past the aesthetic, but advanced a lot with tech. So they have guns that look like crossbows and fire sort of laser arrows. They don't quite have lightsabers, but they got a lot of big power weapon sort of things.
Right.
But it's about this guy that gets framed for assassination of the Queen. I think I actually may have mentioned this on a comfy chair. I do highly recommend watching it. It's got Chloe Grace Moretz as the titular Nimona.
Okay, cool.
You're good at it in it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember you ever talking about this film, and you saying it now is the first.
To be clear, this is not a kids' film. This is not a film for children.
Oh,
it's a film that children will be good to see, but it's not a children's film specifically.
Oh, it's a film.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I might give this a go. This is the first time I remember it ever being mentioned, but I'm kind of interested in. If you think it's one of the good ones of the year, that's definitely one to watch. My next one is, I'll mention this briefly, John Wick 4.
Okay.
Quite liked it. I don't think it was as good as 3, but it's still pretty damn good. John Wick films are just very good at what they do, right? Which is intense action, super, ultra violence, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Now, there's also talk of another one coming out, but it felt like it was complete at the end of
one
4.
Of those they definitely ended it.
I feel like that was the end.
Yeah.
But and I just like all 4, but I have to say I find 4 the least memorable of all of them. So, but I still liked it. While I was watching it, I was really digging it. Decent. But that's that one. Over to you.
Okay. Now my last one is RRR. Yeah. Rise, Roar,
Still
Rebel.
haven't watched it because it's 3 hours and I'm trying to find a slot. I know.
Recommend it enough. So.
Yeah, I definitely, and Ray Stevenson again, right?
So, Ray Stevenson. The really bastardy English governor. So.
Okay, all right. My last one is a very quick mention, and I know you saw it recently. Indiana Jones 5: Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
I kind of like this one. I like it better than Crystal Skull. However, I haven't watched Crystal Skull in years.
I think prefer Root Canal to watching Crystal Skull again.
Yeah, I want to give it another go though. I'm going to give it. In fact, I'm going to watch it this week. I think just so I can be sure.
I'm shocked you don't refer to Mutt in the same way that you refer to Adrake. Because like every time Adric has like been discussed, every time Adric has like the topic of him has come up when we're talking about Doctor Who, like he's dead, yeah. And then in Dial of Destiny, spoilers for this, but Mutt's dead. He died in the Vietnam War, and there's like quite a serious scene. I'm surprised you didn't do they're just laughing about how he's dead. Sure, yeah.
No, it's not the same as Adric. Okay, yeah, I really enjoyed this. Now, it's weird because I've seen it on some people's lists, in their worst of the year lists. I think some people I don't know what they're expecting, because Harrison Ford's like 80 now. It was late 70s. It's not going to be up to doing too much. The de-aging CGI which happened in one part of the film was actually pretty good. There was only a couple of times you could see the Uncanny Valley stuff. But the voice gives it away, obviously.
Yeah, because he sounds ancient.
I'm surprised they didn't use AI to sort of make him sound a bit younger, but whatever. But otherwise,
I'm shocked with a time travel plot and a pre-existing, like, younger indie CG. Like, that they didn't have him, during, like, the final sequence, have him age down and up and, like, back and forth sort of thing.
Okay. Nah.
Just because it's, like, the whole thing's about time manipulation. So I'm just surprised it didn't happen. So
Yeah. But otherwise, I thought it was a pretty fun film. Apparently, I've got to be careful here. I don't want to spoil anything. There was an ending the test audiences hated. Absolutely.
I think I know what it was.
Yeah, but basically it was propagating another character to replace Indy, kind of. And they scaled that all back. They reshot it, so that wasn't the clear trajectory of the end.
Did they think that was going to be a good idea after the last time they did it?
Clearly not. Don't ever do that. Indie is indie, and that's it, right? And I don't want to see another indie film, but if they do another indie film, I want to see it recast completely, and that's it. I think it would be a good property to have animated, to be honest, or a TV show, probably. Animated TV show. Anyway, so that's it. That's it for movies for me. What about you?
Okay, that's kind of it for me. So.
Right, I've got one video game thing to talk about, really.
Oh, yeah?
All right, well, you go first.
Okay, so my main one, and I think it may actually be yours as well, Baldur's Gate 3. Incredible. Genuinely incredible, this game.
I've got to be honest, I've barely played it.
Oh, you really should play a lot
more. I've been too obsessed with something else.
Okay. Is it Big Call of Duty?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, it keeps drawing me away, but I'm getting to a point now where I'm just grinding. This
has been a year of filet steaks, and you've gotten some McDonald's.
Yes, and I've just chomped down on them burgers.
Yeah.
Woofing down them burgers with my Call of Duty burgers. Yeah. So, all right. Do you want to talk about Baldur's Gate a bit more?
Baldur's Gate 3. Third in a long-running Dungeons and Dragons franchise for PC role-playing games. An absurd amount of customizability to your character, how you play, the story, basically everything's accounted for. I think I mentioned this when it originally came out, but if you have certain skills, certain quests are basically walkthroughs. They're just free experience. So you find a murder plot. Can you talk to animals? Yep, you can ask the nearby animal life what happened. They'll tell you what happened. You can finger the guy
immediately solve it,
and that's that. You got it. So
okay. Can I ask? I want to check something. Minsk is in it, right?
Yes, he is.
Is Boo in it?
Boo is indeed in it.
Okay. Because if Boo wasn't in it, I would play it. I've got to be honest.
Boo's in it, and he's still a miniature giant space hamster.
Yeah, I've got to admit, right, I'm like one of those people that I keep buying video games and not playing them in sales, right? I'm one of those people
everyone that has a Steam account.
Yeah. I'm like one of those people that signs up to a gym and never goes, but actually feels like they're making some contribution to their fitness by just signing up. I'm one of those. I keep buying video games, intending to play them, because they're really cheap in sales. I've bought Cyberpunk 2077 recently. I haven't played a single minute of it yet. Baldur's Gate, I've played about 20 minutes. and I'm annoying myself now.
I think I got you on Factorio earlier in the year, and it's
yeah, but I had to stop. That. I was like, I'll have a quick, hour. 8 hours later, oh shit, it's 2 a.m. And so I stopped playing Factorio.
You start playing, and then the sun is rising suddenly.
Yeah, no. Factorio is way too lethal Factorio. So I avoid that. I try and play games where there's a kind of finite game length. So at least I can keep an eye on the time. Anyway, let's get into it. I am kind of Call of Duty mad at the minute. Now, I started the year with DMZ, which was like a really cool mix of Warzone and doing missions. And I really enjoyed it. But it got to a point where clearly everyone who played it a lot had done all the missions. So it turned into basically Warzone 2, Warzone 3 or whatever. So everyone was just trying to kill each other, which spoiled it for me, and I really went off it. However, new version of Call of Duty came out, and they've got a whole thing called MWZ, which is Modern Warfare Zombies. So basically got an open world zombies game with missions, and I'm really digging it. I really, really like it. And it's basically, there's no more PvP. One of the problems with DMZ for me was, I don't mind a bit of PvP, I don't mind dying to people, but when people are just going on to hunt other players who are trying to do missions, why don't you go play Warzone where people can fight back? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really annoyed me, and I'm kind of glad it's died, because it was just too unbalanced to favour anyone who wanted to do PvP was just killing everyone else who didn't want to do that, right? Rather than being occasional or accident. If you run across a squad in the early days, you could actually sort of say, "Shall we join up?" But no, it was all like, "Let's kill each other."
Just shoot on sight,
and people are just sitting on top of high buildings, sniping everyone across the map, and it's like, "Oh, this is stupid."
Whereas, is there any benefit to killing?
You can loot their stuff. But what was happening is you get whole squads, Chinese for some reason, would come on, kill everyone, but not even look in their backpacks. Just move on. Just try killing the whole lobby. Like, where's the fun in that? Being hunted for half the game. There's none. Anyway, moving on to the MWZ, which is zombies. Now, that is only PvE. So it's you against the zombies or you against bot mercenaries. And it's a lot friendlier because you can interact with other people. A lot of people drop stuff for you. You can ask for a revive, and people will run halfway across the map just to revive you, which is so different from DMZ that it's quite refreshing. However, I've got to a point now I'm just grinding camos, waiting for new content. So I really should put it down and pick up Baldur's Gate 3 or something similar, right? I've got so many games that I'm not playing. I bought Dave the Diver. That one you reckon, Galactic Rock.
Oh, Deep Rock Galactic.
That's it. Good. That one. I want to try them all, but I'm just kind of looped into this Call of Duty stuff.
Deep Rock Galactic has a good short sort of game time. You can
I like short game times.
It's just that. So you just do.
And I've got a lot of other games that I started I really like Alien Fireteam. What's it called? Alien
Fireteam Elite,
yeah. I really like that, but that's got a problem that you can play for an hour, die, and then you have to go back to the beginning.
I lost all of it,
Yeah, that is a real drag. Really puts me off of it. But it is a fun game while you're playing it. It's a good team game as well. But so Call of Duty. Modern Warfare Zombies I really like. DMZ I started the year liking, but the player base ruined it, basically. So yeah, I like the zombie thing a lot better. Yeah. Right, that's me for games, but you got one or two more?
Yeah, I can go through a few real quick. So we got Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Incredible. Genuinely thought it was going to win Game of the Year, but like everything else started coming out, and oh my god, it's still so incredible. So we got Super Mario Wonder, another genuinely great game. We got sorry, just a moment.
What was that? Super Mario Wonder.
Yes, it's the newest of the Mario franchise.
Okay.
It's really I'd say it's probably the most creative of the mainline like Super Mario games. like the 2D ones,
Right.
because it's got this mechanic of wonder. Where you pick up this thing and it changes the level in some manner. So, for example, water is now the gravity for water is up instead of down. So the whole level shifts. At
Okay.
one point, I picked one up and all the piranha plants in the area started singing.
Nice.
Like, and we got the level turned into like a musically themed one. I started running around like that. But the game I've probably been playing the most, like recently, is Vampire Survivors, which is like a sort of roguelike. Basically, you just do repeated runs, and you get gold per run, and you spend those on upgrades to make the runs better. And there's all sorts of unlockables and secret stuff. I've just been playing a lot of that, and I started playing it this year. So
What's that on PC?
PC and consoles, but PC has all the DLC. I think Xbox has all the DLC. Switch has some of the DLC, and PlayStation doesn't have the game flat out, I think.
Vampire Survivors. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, there is one vampire game I really like, but unfortunately they've stopped producing any new content for it. But it's Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. It's a terrific, particularly solo battle royale. I really like. It feels a bit Spider-Man-y because you run up the sides of buildings and shoot things. And I got really good at it. I was getting to a point where I expect to win a game. 42 people in a game, and I expected to win every game. And my stats got up to 4th. I averaged 4th, which is quite amazing if you think about, you could die on number 42, right?
Yeah.
So my stats got to 4th, but I stopped playing it because they just stopped putting new content. I'm kind of, any stupid little thing you get for free. Yeah, I'm going to play that. But as soon as they stop putting the free stuff in, it's like, I'm not interested in it. Even though it's a great game and I'm really good at it as well. So, yeah.
Okay.
But a good game.
That's kind of it for me.
Cool. All right. So that winds up our comfy chair for 2023. We got a fair old list here. It's going to take me about 10 minutes to type this list out in my notes. I might not bother. I might just say this is the comfy chair. We'll see. All right. So okay, we'll wind up there. So bye from me.
Bye.